What's up, YouTube? MMX here, bringing you guys a video of where we beat down Crota on the hard raid. Now, this right here is the group of guys that I was running with. These are a great group of guys. You can follow them on Xbox One and hit them up. Awesome guys, I'm telling you. Now, when we ran the hard raid, my choice primary was the Abyss Defiant Auto Rifle, and my choice secondary, of course, was the Black Hammer. The reason I ran with the Black Hammer is because I wanted to run my exotic Gjallarhorn for my heavy weapon, because I'm telling you, it's a beast. Now right here, we're going to go ahead and start off this hard raid, and right away, you know, as you can see, if you're not familiar, you're going to have to stand next to that crystal to go ahead and get this party started. Now, me personally, I don't have any gear that's going to help me regenerate health, so I like to kind of get up here and kind of hide up in the corner, and I kind of do my fighting from up here so I don't get shot in the back. But another thing I have noticed before is you do not want every single person up on the top, because that's almost like a surefire way to die. So a couple people up on top ain't bad. And then once these windows go down, you're going to see all hell breaks loose. You know, we're going to go ahead, we're going to lay everything out, and basically what you're trying to do is get your supers up and everything. So if you have a super, it's really good to go ahead and actually pop it so that the hunter, because the hunter actually kind of becomes a little bit of key here, will actually be able to generate his super. Now, the hunter that we're using actually goes with a blade dancer, and the big reason for that is because of his invisibility perk. As you will see once we kind of go down here and smack him up, you'll see the main purpose for this. Now, one big note I want to say is you need to kind of collect your heavy while in here, but don't worry about getting both sides. You need to be aggressive, and you need to charge fast and hard, and you need to kind of get out there because you're on a timer. So once you get outside, you're going to see we kind of jump to the center, and we need to smack down that sword bearer as fast as possible. Now look, the blade dancer immediately goes out there, and once we get this guy down, he goes ahead and just goes into his stealth ability right away. The reason he does this is because as long as he's stealth, he's not triggering any boomers. So the boomers aren't going to go ahead and hit him, and when he's hitting Crota, look how close he is. He gets right up in Crota's butt and then smacks Crota around. Now, right before Crota gets up, he drops the sword, knifes him one time to go back to invisible. We drop him a second time using all these Gjallarhorns, and we just lay him out and then run back inside and hope not to get hit by boomers. Now, I just got hit by a boomer. That's a bad thing for me because I cannot regenerate health. So when I'm inside here, I'm going to do everything I can to basically make sure I've got my heavies and stuff by looking around. That's where I'm going to check the second side of the room, is once I get back inside. And you'll see right there was a heavy box, and I went ahead and picked up another 2 rounds from my Gjallarhorn. So now, inside here, you do got to still be cautious because sometimes Thrall will actually come up here even after this first sword. We've actually seen occasions where a gatekeeper has came up here with his sword, you know what I'm saying, and just start trying to smack people around. So you got to be very, very cautious when you're up here, just in the main room. Just kind of keep looking around, and remember that you can kind of jump to those high sides. Now, once again, as you can see, the Titan, he's going to use his Blessings of Light because he can generate some more orbs. This way, that hunter can go ahead and have his super ready, along with anybody else who needs a super. See, look, here's a Thrall right here. Go ahead, kill the Thrall, and basically, like, again, you're just going to continue to watch Crota. This takes a little bit of time sometimes. Don't worry about your timer. I mean, you've already rushed out in the beginning, so you shouldn't have to be worried about your timer at this point. Although, sometimes it is very time-consuming. So you can sit there and kind of taunt Crota, you know, or you could just actually go ahead and just make sure that you are on point by watching for all these Thralls. Either which way, you need to be cautious. So once Crota starts running, we're immediately just going to bash out this door, and we're going to come right here, right to the center, and immediately when we get here, we're all looking for that sword bearer, and we're going to start lighting up the sword bearer. And look, he's already downstairs. Like, he's beating us out. So we're going to go ahead, start shooting him. Look, Blade Dancer's already on the ground before the sword bearer's even down. He's got the sword. We're getting our Gjallarhorns ready. We're just kind of going ahead, ticking at his health a little bit, just to kind of get him down. When that sword bearer says go ahead, then we just go ahead and unleash some fury of Gjallarhorns on him, and the wolf pack rounds will bring him down. So right away, you're going to see he just keeps pounding him. Then he knifes him once again and goes stealth. So as you can see, we're going to follow it up. More Gjallarhorns. We jump, we run, we get back inside, and we do this all over again. This is a big cycle of rinse, wash, and repeat. Now, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and get high because after 2 swords, that's when ogres are going to spawn. Immediately, I'm getting high because sometimes these Thrall will kind of overtake these rooms. So you want to make sure you're kind of cautious of that. And get yourself set up with heavy ammo synthesis if you already currently have it. And you will see that right now, we are just in a waiting game. Crota's going to do what he's going to do, but at this time period, we're going to go ahead and just kind of jump around and look for these ogres to spawn. It's going to take some time. So I am probably going to go ahead and speed this clip up just a little bit so that we can go ahead and get this done. Now, another big thing I'm going to say, though, is you have to be very, very, very cautious of each other when you're using those rocket launchers, because, you know, if you shoot one another, you're going to go ahead and spawn the oversoul, which you don't want. So make sure you're cautious of each other and each other's locations now, especially when it comes to these ogres. As you can see, my health is actually quite low right now. I mean, it doesn't look very low to some people, but to me, half is very low when all it takes is one more boomer shot to go down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hang here when it comes to the ogres, because you don't want to actually bring out too many people. I mean, yes, you want to bring out as many as you can, but you don't want to bring out too many that it's going to cause a issue with rocket launchers and whatnot. I mean, if you don't have a rocket launcher, you might want to stay inside or maybe go ahead and just shoot at some of those boomers to kind of suppress them down. But you're going to have to be very aggressive when it comes to those ogres, because you need to get them down fast, because once again, you're on a timer. Remember that, guys. Time is everything, and sometimes it takes time. Another big thing is you need to be patient. You have to be cautious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be like, oh man, the time's running out, hurry up, and then do something dumb and get your whole team killed. You know, as you can see right now, a couple of guys are jumping around, and the reason they're doing this is because they're just looking for those ogres. Now look, here we go. The thrall are starting to spawn. That means these ogres are probably coming here pretty soon, if not already out there. So you can see, I'm going to stay up here. I'm going to go ahead, chuck me a Nova Bomb, you know, throw down, shoot some stuff, and we are going to go ahead and destroy these thrall. And we know now it's actually kind of a good thing these thrall have come, again, because that means the ogres have come. As you can see, there's out there. Now, pretty much everybody's going to go outside. I'm going to stay inside. Another guy's going to stay inside also off to the right. And basically what he's doing is he's kind of suppressing the boomers there so people can get back. Now, as they get outside, you can see a Titan bubble's been put up, and they're kind of just jumping around, being patient one at a time, you know, and they are going at it and taking out those ogres. Now, from this point, you're actually going to want to get inside. You see a couple of guys in the window. They're coming back inside because the reason is Crota likes to move around. So you get inside, even though he looks like he's center, because you're still waiting on a sword bearer anyway, and Crota will usually move to his side not long after you take down those ogres. So we're back inside. We're hanging out, and you can see there it is. The sword bearer is coming out right there, and look, Crota is immediately moving over to the left. So that's another reason why it's good that we're already prepared and we're already inside, because we don't want any mistakes to happen at this point. So now that we're just basically just waiting on Crota one more time, we know that sword bearer's out, and you want to kind of stay everybody generally centered to the room for the most part, because the sword bearer can kind of track everybody's movement. So the sword bearer is going to kind of stay center as long as we kind of stay center. So yeah, there's some moving around, but we're just pretty much just getting prepped. We know we pretty much got this at this point. Crota's on the left, and we're just going to go ahead and watch him, taunt him, and just hope that we can go ahead and get this done before he gets enraged. Now, if you do not know, Crota will automatically become enraged when it gets to be about that 10% mark on his health. Usually that's marked by the C above Crota's name. So when you actually read it out and you can see that it says, you know, Crota right there on his name, wherever that health bar is, when it gets to be right about where the C is, he's going to automatically become enraged. So that's another big thing, is you need to be calm, you know, and just work with your team and get it done. Now, as you can see, Crota started running. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this done. And you got one guy right here is actually suppressing the boomers because another guy's kind of held back for a second. So he's going to suppress the boomers and make sure he gets out. We're going to go ahead. Sword bearer's down below. We're taking out that sword bearer. You can see Blade Dancer is off and running, and he's invisible again. That's kind of key, guys. Be invisible when you're running with that sword so the boomers don't pick you up. Now look, enrage is near. Another thing, once again, like I said, be very, very, very patient here, guys. Just because it says enrage is near does not mean he's enraged. So right there, we're going to go ahead, take him down one more time. Boom, look at him, smack him around. Now he's enraged. Automatically, he's enraged. Remember that, guys. Automatically, he's enraged. Boom, I'm going to take him down one more time. We're not even worried about that oversoul. Going to go ahead, smack him down, beat him down, and boom, that is it. That right there is the best way of how to beat Crota. And you can see the items that I got right there. Go ahead, doing a little celebratory dance. Shout out to these guys. I'm telling you, a great, amazing group of guys. They know exactly what they're doing. And now these are the items I ended up getting. The Death Singer's Gaze. It's a raid helmet that you can actually get on the normal mode, and I currently already had it. and the glow hose shader. It looks a little funky to me, but it's still kind of cool. And then I got the Grave Robber. Now the Grave Robber is a lot like the Time Breaker. You know, it does the whole boosting and hyperspeed stuff, and then if you hold it down too long, it will blow up. So it's pretty much the same thing, just a different skin, and here's another view of it. You can see it's got that green look to it, but honestly, you know, it looks alright. Maybe they dropped the ball a little bit. They probably could have put a little more work into it, but it ain't bad. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying the video, and I hope it helps you slap down Crota with your raid team. Feel free to follow these guys right here on Xbox One. I'm telling you, they're a great group of guys. They really know what they're doing. I'm MMX. Don't forget to subscribe and slap a like down below, and feel free to comment right here on my YouTube channel. And y'all come back now, you hear?